infection.
I
I
know,
think at that point, just part of your life.
They gave me a round of antibiotics and it didn't help. So now I'm on another round of antibiotics.
What?
Yeah.
Do they know that it's a sinus infection, or are they just like, hey, this is what we think it is?
I did a telehealth first, and she was like, "It sounds like a sinus infection. Here's antibiotics." And then it didn't go away, so I went to the urgent care, and she was like, "Yeah, kind of looks like it could be a sinus infection due to like really bad allergies. So
Oh.
here's more antibiotics, and then you need to start taking allergy pills." I was like, "I know."
I know.
You know what I
I
do instead
know.
of the pills, Darius? I don't know if you're not a fan of the pills because of the way they make you feel. That's the case
No,
for me.
I just forget to take them.
Well, that also.
She told me to take Flonase.
That's what I
Yeah.
do. Oh, I don't know if it's called Flonase, but yeah, it's the
Might be the-
Costco version.
It might be the generic version of. I have a generic version of Flonase.
Yeah, where I just
Yeah.
squirt it up into my nose,
Yeah,
and I just pretend that I'm doing cocaine.
it's a cortical steroid or something like that.
Squirt it up there.
Takes a
I was
couple
always afraid to take that because when I was a kid, my mom told me you get addicted to it.
This is the non-addictive one. There are addictive ones, and they
Like,
like
that's the thing is people are like, because you get so dependent on it that you can't not use it anymore.
there's ones that like will unstuff your nose, but then if you're not taking it, it just your nose immediately gets stuffed up, and then
Which
like
is
eventually
horrifying.
it'll stop working, and so people are like using a bunch of it. But Flonase is a non. It's not the addictive one. It's like they use it very specifically for allergies.
That sounds
Because
like
I
the story
very
about.
specifically asked my doctor about this when my doctor first put me on it. I was like, I don't what? He's like, no, it's not the addictive kind. I'm like, okay, cool.
That sounds like the story about like the chapstick that had little pieces of glass in it that makes
Yeah.
your lips more chapped, so you have to keep using it. I don't know if that's
some
true or
late
not.
stage capitalism bullshit.
Yeah,
kinda
I
like,
don't know if it's true.
Well, it's like a variation of skull. You guys know what, like, the dip, like chewing tobacco stuff.
My
Yeah.
one of my coworkers
Yeah.
dips all
Where
day.
they put
Yeah.
the microfiber,
Yep.
or not microfiber, the fiberglass or whatever. Like,
Fiberglass?
anyways, it cuts up the
Inside.
the inside of your lips so that you absorb the nicotine faster.
Whoa. That's kind of cool, actually.
Which, yeah, but it's also like extra carcinogenic at
It's
that
so
point.
bad
because
for
you're
you.
constantly damaging your.
I
ugh.
love this idea though that somebody was like, "Yo, if
What
we
if?
put this in here, it'll cut the lip faster, so you can get juiced quicker."
super juice.
Yucky.
I love humans. We're
Having grown up
wonderful.
in the southeast, there was very common. It was basically like permitted to do chewing tobacco in class because of the agricultural background. Probably isn't anymore because like Forsyth County, where I grew up, is a completely different place now. But when Samuel and I were in school,
Yeah.
there were people who. I don't know if it was the
Tacky.
same in Tallahassee. Or were you?
I was in
Tallahassee.
Orlando.
You were in
No, it was
Orlando,
like
yeah.
a hippie
Orlando's a Disney
gay
town.
school. Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
like this
we had
isn't
like one or
exactly
two
the same.
kids that would
This
spit
isn't
in
exactly the
class.
same, but there's some places where like you could technically get your license at like 15 or 14 because it's an agricultural
Oh,
city,
yeah.
and so you have to be able to drive like your tractors and all that stuff.
Yeah. How are you gonna get to
crazy.
school? You guys
We
do
were watching
tractors.
that documentary, that Dance with the Devil documentary.
Uh-huh.
TikTok one?
Yeah, the TikTok
That one's
thing.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, we paused it on one of the kids, and it was he went to Samuel and Jan's high school. It's like
You're crushing
him,
it out there.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, like all like the loonies and weirdos went to Samuel and
that
Jan's
is
high
But
school.
we also
Jan.
have Samuel and me, and Ellison Barber. She's like an NBC News
I
night
had
anchor.
Whoa.
I had Wayne Brady.
You got Wayne
okay.
Brady?
Wayne Brady, Joey Fatone went to my high school.
Oh,
the big
shit.
influencer that went to my high school was a guy named Scooter Magruder.
Oh, Scooter Magruder. When you were in
Hell yeah!
I don't
He
know who
was-
Scooter
he
Magruder
was,
is. It's just a
Who
fun
is
thing to
Scooter
say.
Magruder?
He's an influencer. He's an influencer.
That's
He-
not a name.
Obviously
yes,
not
it
a good
is.
enough
His name was
influencer.
Cameron.
He's
was
not real.
His name was Cameron, but he went by Scooter. Scooter
Magruder. Scooter Magruder.
He's
Wow,
like on
that's
TikTok.
wonderful.
He's on TikTok.
That's crazy, man. TikTok's wild. What a wild place.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
And Wayne Brady. That's our big one. Is Wayne Brady.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
still
I
have
mean,
that's
Billy
a win.
Guys,
Magnuson.
This
Yeah,
is
Ryan.
officially the kickoff of season 7. of
Season
Trek to the
7.
Holodeck.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
This is
That
when the
is-
writers run out of ideas.
Yeah, and we've run out of ideas.
It kind of feels like we're doing doggy years at this point. Also,
Yeah,
We're like we've been doing this for 4 years, but it's the 7th season.
7th season.
It's crazy.
Oh
I've been
my
putting
God.
a lot of time.
We've
Is this
put in
it?
a
Is
lot
this
of
going to be the
time.
last season? I feel like 7's a nice round
It
number.
it might be.
I feel like also we're running
feel
out
like-
of episodes.
I feel like we told ourselves we were going to do every single holodeck episode.
We did.
I think we can do it.
This
though.
is
I think if we stop dicking around and doing other shows,
Yeah, we gotta stop
episodes-
doing other shows. I feel like that's this season. We are on a trek to complete
Yeah.
the holodeck.
This is it. This is like the writers, like they know they have to wrap
I just
it
want
up.
to
Yes,
throw it
yes,
out
yes.
there that like all of our seasons have been around 26 to 30 episodes, and I don't think there's only 30 holodeck episodes left in all of Star Trek.
You don't think so?
I think there must be. There has
There's
to
gotta
be.
be.
There must be.
I mean, like, okay, lower decks. I
in
feel like there's gonna be
Prodigy-
a lot of lower decks. Oh, Prodigy.
In Prodigy alone, there's like 5 in the new season of 20 episodes.
we
there's
have to
gotta be 5 or
petition
6.
them to fully cancel
stop.
Prodigy, so we don't have to do the podcast anymore.
Is it not
Yes.
fully
Petition
canceled?
Netflix to
Lower-
cancel
lo-
Prodigy.
Lower Decks is canceled. They've only got one more season of Lower Decks. So.
It's coming to a close.
It's coming to a close. What are they doing? New shows? What's the plan now? What are they gonna do now?
There's a
I think-
Starfleet Academy show.
Okay.
There's,
Okay.
Section
There's the
31
Section
movie.
31 movie. Yeah.
They're
in
making they're
production.
making it a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right,
Michelle,
I'm in.
Michelle Yeoh is too popular to try
Yeah.
and lock her into a show.
I don't think.
I'm
yeah, she would
super
do-
in for a movie now. A show, I was like, fuck that. But a movie, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, I can
I'm
do
in.
a movie.
Strange New Worlds is in an era without the holodeck. So
I
But they
feel
are
like they got to introduce it soon.
they are in the era of the Rec Room, so
True.
I really do hope we see a little Rec Room action.
yeah.
I would love. At this point, I would love for them to canonify the Rec Room.
That'd be
fully.
great. That'd be
That'd
great.
be really nice.
it's been a while since we've been together, boys. I
I
feel
know.
like we
It's
took a
been a
little break
while.
there.
Yes.
We took a little bit longer of a break, but I think we needed it. I really
Yeah.
think we
we
needed
did.
it.
think
I
we
needed the
it.
I needed the juice. I need the So what are we doing? What are we doing? What's our kickoff episode for
Vis-a-vis.
season 7? Vis-a-vis what?
Sophie.
It's Voyager, season 4, episode 20. Too bad we
Hell
didn't do this
yeah.
on
We're starting this
420.
season with a Voyager month. All right.
Vis-a-vis Voyager.
420, and in it, Tom
Aw,
Paris
yeah.
is working on a
Sick.
69 Camaro.
Hey.
There is a lot of 69 Camaro. There's a lot of this weird alien's always like, hey, how about those ladies? There's a lot of
Very
weird,
insistent.
like, sexist shit going on in this episode.
But
Yeah.
also, maybe the alien is queer.
Can I just say
It's true.
though that this alien being super into the ladies really fits Bulldog's.
Hell yeah. That's what I thought.
It's the
That's
actor
what
who plays
I was
Bulldog
like.
in
I was like,
Frasier.
it's Bulldog.
Bulldog Briscoe from
The
Frasier.
Bulldog from Frasier. I was like, I know somebody has to know it's Bulldog
is this
too, and
another
of course
Frasier
it's Darius.
character
Yes.
in Star Trek? 'Cause
Bulldog
this one never
Briscoe.
makes the little like, look, these Frasier characters are in Star
The
Trek.
diagram.
It's Bulldog. He's also the voice actor of the teacher from Hey Arnold, the super gay teacher from Hey Arnold. His
Incredible.
like everyone's feelings matter teacher. They're everyone's feelings
Sure.
matter teacher.
So he had a
Yeah.
long stint as Bulldog Briscoe on Frasier, and then after that he did like single episodes on television and just
Yeah.
was like a
Career,
looked like a day
like-
player there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say that I did think he was a little gay, and his like really like the chicks, right? Was it very much like an overcompensating thing? Like,
Yes.
yeah, dude, like, yes, I love my wife, or I love my
Yeah.
girlfriend. He's like, yeah,
Stop
I
being
bet you
weird.
do. I bet you love her with your penis. It's like, okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, dude.
He is gay in real life, by the way.
Beautiful.
Dan Butler, his spouse's name is Richard Waterhouse.
Richard.
Dick Waterhouse.
I guess.
That's a sick name. Great
Which
job.
is funny because Bulldog is like the
like,
most
ladies'
sexist.
man, yeah.
He's like Barney from.
They call him Bulldog because he
How I
like
Met Your
barks all
Mother.
the time and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's always the gay ones
He's-
who play the like insane, crazy, like hetero.
He's the
guys.
host of the like
Yeah.
sports morning show on the
Oh,
radio
this
station.
makes sense now.
Ah,
Yeah.
Bulldog. That made yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's always he's like the foil to
howling?
Frasier's like
Yeah.
serious programming. That's
Yeah. Champagne liberal
barking
sort
and
of.
howling?
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of oh oh oh.
That's Bulldog.
That's Bulldog. Okay, great.
I was
yeah.
I was watching this. I was like, that guy sounds so fucking familiar, and I couldn't place it. So I had to do a IMDb search, and I was like, oh yeah, that's Bulldog.
I was watching this with Tess, and she was like, "This actor got a great episode to get to like get goofy and like play somebody else and like really like flex the muscles, you know?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what the audition process was like. Like, we need somebody who's like one of the better actors who can just like be several characters at once. Be like crawl into Robert Duncan McNeil's flesh.
Combs is busy. We can't use Jeffrey. He's busy.
Yeah, he's busy.
We gotta find this guy.
Mary Elizabeth McGlynn played the not the OG, but the lady alien.
the woman he kept turning into.
Yeah, back into or whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny that just now, like, this is such obviously a 90s show, but at the end where, you know what, I'm going too far. We need
Let's
to do our
wrap it up.
intro.
We have to intro.
do
We haven't
intro.
even.
We haven't even
It's
intro.
been. We've.
I'm ready
we're
to reach
so-
around, guys. I don't know
Yeah.
about you. This 4 plays. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, all right. So, get your coaxial warp drive
Jesus.
Yeah.
plugged in properly.
But make sure you attach it to your carburetor, because if you don't attach it to your
69
carburetor,
Chevy.
you're fucked. Like,
Camaro. Your Camaro.
Camaro. Make sure you put your carburetor into your Camaro and
Sit
your
down.
Flux carburetor.
plug that seatbelt in, because you don't want to be going like too fast and then have to stop real quick.
Yep.
Plug that seatbelt in. Turn that radio on, like you're
Mhm.
gonna listen to some oldies. But you're like, you know what? I don't want to listen to some oldies. I think I want to listen to a podcast. And so you take out your old iPod Touch, and you input the podcast app, and you find yourself listening to.
I
Solid.
can still hear the music going off my head when we do that.
Solid.
I know at one
Uh,
point we had planned to like change the music, but we're like, I'm glad we did it.
It's a banger.
yeah.
It's a ripper.
Never
It's
change.
so good. Never change.
In the
Never
7
give up.
years of the last 4 years, we have not changed.
Last 4 years.
We
I
haven't
also think that
changed
I would
shit.
be physically incapable of saying something other than the intro and outro music is provided by the artist Bodyline.
Bodyline,
using
yeah.
permission of the Midwest Collective.
We've used it said it so many times.
I
Yeah.
guarantee somebody from the Midwest Collective will listen to this episode, like this podcast, at one point in the history of them being something, and go, "Did we give them permission?"
Did we really do that? It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
man. For the Instagram message.
We got
said go
receipts,
ahead.
baby.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So I'm just going to
Um,
point out the really obvious here. This episode is called Vis-a-Vis,
Uh-huh.
which in French is face-to-face.
Uh-huh.
This is basically a
Face-off.
face-off episode.
This is face off.
This
It
is
is.
face-off, but in
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Which is great.
It is great. I mean, I really wish they would have went for it. I wish they would have really went
Full
face-off.
face.
They should have.
They,
it was
they
like
should
a
have been body
multiple
swapping
episode.
the whole episode.
Yeah.
We should have.
Yes.
Tuvok should have been. Chakotay should have been. Neelix should have been.
Just pure like
and
the thingness.
Yes,
of it.
that's
Yeah,
what should have
yeah.
been happening.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, who
Futurama
is
had an
it?
episode. Futurama had an episode like that where everyone was everyone else, and it is comedy gold. It is so good.
Delight.
Yeah.
I was
Classic.
already starting to get confused and being like, but how? So if that would have happened, I would have just been like, I can't follow
I
this.
can't do this anymore.
No, I would have loved it.
Should we do a reach round? A wrap around?
We can do that now.
Well,
Uh,
let's quickly.
roundabout?
I just want to do quickly the credits here. Robert Doherty was the writer.
Mhm.
It was directed by Jesus Salvador Trevino.
Great
Or
job, bud.
Is that the
Jesus
first one
Salvador Trevino
Is this
is
the
how
first one we've
Bolano
done
would probably
of
read it.
Yes.
Actually, but probably not, because her last name is Taurus, so she probably would know how to pronounce it. Cool. So those are the other creds, because we already did the guest stars. So now let's do the runabout. The Google timer still exists.
It does? They didn't take it away?
They have not taken it away
yet?
Thank God.
yet.
Like they
Thank
did
So-
that one time.
God.
Who wants to start it off? I think tradition dictates that Dylan should start it off.
I can start this one off. I got it.
Then I'll go, then Mark, then Darius. Take it.
Sure.
Great. Alrighty, whenever you're ready, bud.
Ready? We open on a garage. Tom Paris is in head deep in a 69 Camaro, grunting, grease going everywhere. Some would call him a grease monkey. He's working on his machine when he gets a beep boop from his device. He's late.
To his shift with the doctor to learn how to be a backup doctor, which never really becomes a thing. And then he also gets another beep beep to the bridge because there's a ship that's coming out of coaxial warp. That's crazy. Would be a way to go super fast, but they never do anything with that.
So shenanigans ensue. We find out that this dude keeps turning back into a woman for some reason, and then he ends up stealing Tom. And he's like a misogynist guy. He ends up stealing Tom Paris's body, and sending him on the ship away from Voyager.
And then Tom Paris convinces these other aliens to go back because he's not the actual guy. In the meantime, the guy pretends to be Tom Paris, takes over Janeway's body, tries to escape the ship, and they catch her and send him back to jail, basically.
And
Presumably nobody
unfortunately,
bangs.
people do bang. Unfortunately,
There's
Oh
banging
shit, you're
happening.
right.
There's a bed trick in it, as we call it in Shakespeare. Yeah.
That people bang, and then at the end, it looks like the real Tom Paris and Blonde are probably gonna bang.
So it makes it okay.
Kind of.
Erases
levels
the
out.
last one. Yeah.
It levels out, yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this is-
that's right. He
this-
does bang Balana, doesn't he?
And they
It's an
never
implied.
really
It's implied.
they
yeah.
never really like address
Address
it,
it.
either afterwards.
She's like, by the way, when exactly did you body swap? He's like, I don't want to know. I don't want to
wanna
know.
know.
Neither
there
of
was
us want to
one
know the answer to
time.
that question. It happens in Face Off as well, and it's also
does.
very messed up in Face Off.
It's so fucked up in face.
Yeah, not okay.
At least in
The
this,
90s.
is the alien becomes exactly Tom Paris, whereas in Face Off, it's just the face. I don't
Just
know
the
how.
face.
I don't know
Good
how
thing he
much
didn't have any like
detail-
weird moles or anything like that.
Exactly. Ugh. What a delight.
What a delight.
What a
You know, this
delight.
is why changelings have such a bad reputation.
Because they fuck everyone's partner.
Just a
Is that
bunch
it?
of horn
Just the
dogs.
shenanigans that surround them.
It's all the shenanigans. Yeah.
I want to say at the beginning here when Tom is working on his
It's holodeck
car.
content, baby.
Oh
Mhm.
shit, I can't. Sorry.
I know.
I'll say when he gets out of the holodeck and he comes on to the bridge with his jumpsuit on, with his comm badge on the jumpsuit.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I don't see people put the comm badge on their holodeck shit very often, and
Doesn't
that
even
was a
happen
delight
more
for me.
often. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? This is technically regulation. Like, this is like workman's gear, so I can just wear this on the job and put
I
the
also
combat
feel like
on.
that was like them making sense of the doctor trying to call Tom Paris and him ignoring it. They were like, well, if he doesn't have his comm badge on, then he can just say he didn't hear anything. But if he has his comm badge on, it shows that he very specifically ignored it.
I think this was a game time decision where Robert Duncan McNeil was like, no, yeah, he should probably have the comm badge on, and somebody was like, yeah, we're supposed to shoot. That's fine.
That's fine.
Go.
Just continuity's like, okay, writing it down.
That's fine. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Wearing a com badge for the whole thing.
I guess he's wearing a combat for the whole thing now.
Goodness.
And then he goes to walk on the bridge for a later shot, and continuity's like, "You got to put the com badge
You
on."
gotta
He's
put
like,
the
"I
com
don't,
badge
I don't
on."
need the com badge. No,
I don't think it works
You
in
had it
this
on
situation.
before." You gotta
Robert, you
put it
can't
on
just
now.
be swinging around a com badge rules, okay?
We talked about this, God damn it.
So the story, the arc for Tom is that now that he's not like a chaos guy, he's very bored and
Yeah.
resentful of his very good life on the Voyager.
Very
right?
happy, but very bored.
He misses the battle, the rush of war. Is what I would call it.
Oh man.
My
Yeah,
thi-
go ahead.
when will Voyager stop trusting aliens that kind of just appear out of nowhere? I feel like
I will say nobody wanted to trust that guy except for Tom Paris. And then everyone's like, "Okay, I guess we'll trust him."
stop being alone with aliens on their own ships. Like, why
was
are we
gonna-
doing this?
I saw this also, and it was actually a part that I loved, where I was like, man, these guys are so pure of heart, so unjaded by like defense and trying to keep safety that they'll just pick up anyone. They'll be like, hey, asshole, are you all right? Yeah, I got some problems. Come on aboard, friend.
You want to see the bridge?
You
Come
wanna see
check
the
out the bridge.
Voyager stuck in the back in my day, you could hitchhike no problem.
Yeah. Oh
Sure.
yeah, in 2370s, easy.
Yeah,
Delta Quadrant.
Easy.
You just come.
Oh,
you just
man.
pop out a warp near a Federation ship. They'll
Throw a
just,
thumb
Good to
out.
go.
7 of 9 was ready to kill his ass, and then
She was
and then she was
waiting
like,
for the moment.
"Should I report this?" Oh, you said that Tom you could be here. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to report that he was alone in the alcove. Like, no, report it.
she's still like
she's-
part Borg, right? She's
Right.
like, well, I mean, if he's not like phasering anything, I guess I'll just let him do whatever.
Sure.
Whatever. Just intimidate him.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then
I
it
also-
ends up being like a huge complaint situation where she has to like bring Tom in and be like, boy, been getting a lot of complaints about you.
Yeah, Janeway is like full boss. Like, I don't know how to handle this, but
I might have
we
to
cannot
cancel
have a
you."
lawsuit here. So.
Yes, yeah.
And then goes, "Go to Med Bay to see if anything's made it so that you've changed."
Yeah.
I
would
wish
be-
we could do that these days where somebody brings somebody and is like, you've been accused of a lot of sexual harassment. Go to the doctor and see what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Maybe a brain scan will help.
Yeah.
It is sort of like all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He went. I mean, he has a checkered past, but never like drinking on the job. It's like, I'm
He
just
does go
whatever.
from 0 to 100 like really
Yeah.
fast.
Real
It's like, what the
fast.
hell? Yeah. Did he get brainworms or something?
I will say this moment where he's like attacking her and choking her, and it's obvious that they've like switched
Swapped.
positions already.
Yeah.
I like they called it out and they walk in and I'm like, when did she have the point to tell them to come in? Because he attacked her quick, and I hadn't figured out that they had done the swap yet, but I was also like, that's weird. That's very like weird.
The whole like staging of it too makes it look
Yeah.
like, oh no, he's choking me.
Ah!
Like, why would
loved that
IRL
scene.
Tom be choking it?
It looked-
you know, like
It 100% looked like they didn't have a fight coordinator that day, and so the actors had to figure it out themselves.
Ah,
Yeah.
he's choking me. I thought it was so funny. That scene made me. I had to pause it because I was laughing because it was like,
Some community theater ass shit.
Yeah.
The only thing that would have made that better was a fake slap. You know, like,
yeah. So like at that point, Janeway is in Tom's body, and she
Yes.
continues to choke it. I don't think that's what Janeway would do
And
in
not
Tom's
say
body.
anything.
Yeah, she
To
would
security.
run out. I feel
Yeah.
like she'd be like,
Right.
"Get some security, get some backup." It's like phaser the captain.
We've switched bodies. Just say that.
That's
we all
that
know.
was-
We all know that Janeway would have had a rifle somewhere in that room.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
In her back pocket,
A
she had
phaser
pulled a
rifle.
pistol out.
Somewhere.
She
in
would have
that
had an
room.
ankle gun on Tom's person that Tom
Or-
didn't even know about in this
Or-
particular situation.
Use your captain's override codes. Janeway, we know Janeway has all the codes. She's just use your stuff.
I did think that maybe Janeway killed Tom Janeway because I didn't really see her after it, and I was like, did she just get killed? What? Yeah. What about Tom? What about Tom Janeway?
Tom Janeway.
Tom Janeway.
Tom Way.
I
Way.
just love the policy of whenever you can make Kate Mulgrew be the bad guy because she has so much
She's
fun with
so
it.
good at it too. She's
know.
so good. When she says she's on the comms, she's like, "Tell Balana hello for me." She's like, "I had sex with her." Ah!
So you're just pretty boring except for sex with your girlfriend.
And even
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind of
pretty
boring.
awesome.
What I love about Voyager is at the end of every episode where they foil the thing, they leave them with someone and they're like, "Don't worry, we'll make sure that we undo all of their crimes." They do that every single episode. It's like, we're gonna make sure they never do anything bad again.
Like, guys, you're just like walking around with her in handcuffs. I think, honestly, you need much stronger, like parameters, or
Security
whatever.
measures.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, she just has to do this, and then she just body swaps you,
She's
just like
good.
that.
I had a similar thought, Mark, where like all the episodes always end with "We got him."
We got
And
him.
like, I feel like in modern television, the beginning of the episode is "We got him." Now we need to figure out how to unfuck the situation.
Right.
Whereas like this TV is like, "We got him. We
got
don't.
him."
The situation will be unfucked. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry,
But we
Voyager.
got him.
Head
Yeah.
on your
We
way.
never hear about the coaxial drive ever again.
Ever again.
Well, the carburetor didn't work, so
my brain is going a little like it's doing a little red alert thing. Wasn't there like was there an episode with Jerry
Yes.
from Parks and Rec
Yeah.
that was similar?
It was
Yeah.
it was time. It like they were going back and like it was time jumps, wasn't it?
No, there was one where they
we did that one
came
recently with
across a
Jerry.
technology. Yeah.
Oh,
That they
Jerry
could
was
full
Jerry
time.
was the
The doctor was at the
doctor.
hospital.
Yeah.
The doctor that was the one where they were rationing healthcare at the hospital.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't a body swap. It was just a person was lying to people.
They were, someone had sold the doctor, and they were following where the guy was, like the guy's location. That was one where they were actually trying to figure out where this guy had been.
Right. That's
and
when
they
they were
ran
trying to
into
unfuck
Jerry.
the situation.
Yeah. That was
I
one
feel
where they
like-
were trying to unfuck
Yes.
the situation.
The sequel to this episode is they do that. They follow the thread, and it's Jerry again. And
And
it's the same guy. He just keeps getting screwed.
It was Jerry's wife banging a bunch of people. It's like,
Oh, come on.
come on, I can't win.
Okay, wasn't there one where Cass switches body with somebody?
She had a dictator living in her brain,
Okay, that was
and
just
they
a
were
regular old
fighting back
dictator
and
living-
forth. They were fighting back and forth for control of Kess's body.
That's right.
This
okay.
is
Voyager,
precisely-
nobody doesn't like Voyager. I just
Nobody
saying.
does live Voyager.
This is precisely why I love Star Trek so much, is because you can get into a conversation, and the sort of stuff that you'll hear in conversations, like, oh yeah, that's the one where that emperor is in her brain, and
Oh,
like
right,
they're
right.
flipping back and forth. You're like, what's happening? That's crazy.
But then you'll get somebody who really knows Star Trek and it'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know that episode. I know that episode
Yeah.
well."
Darius, that's us now. I don't
Nah.
know if you knew this, but that's
Nah.
us now.
Oh, so
Not
yeah, we had
me.
to talk about this
Not me.
because when I was at Dragon Con a couple weeks ago, my friend sends me a
Jan,
text.
how come we're not getting these invites to Dragon Con?
For real,
I've
man.
invited you guys have a standing invitation to Dragon Con every year. I would
Well,
be
thanks for
surprised if
telling
you
us
ever go.
now.
All right, it's next year Labor Day weekend. You're invited. Telling you
Copy.
right now,
Right,
you're
putting it-
invited.
Putting it in the book.
Put in the
Sorry,
books.
continue.
It's in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm there. I'm at Dragon Con, and my friend texts me saying, "Hey, are you available in like a couple hours? Because one of our judges for our panel had to drop out." I was like, "Sure. What's the panel?" And it's the top like best Riker competition
Oh
at
man,
Dragon Con, and he was the
Yes.
winner last year. He's my friend. He dressed like Riker from that episode, the episode where it's the patriarchy, but it's a matriarchy. He dressed
So he
as
said, like, the
that Riker, and his wife dressed as Deanna. They looked awesome.
So you were a judge.
Brandon
for
Partridge. What's that?
You were a judge for it.
So I was a judge for it, but I also because of our podcast, I was just like
Expertise.
launching zinger after zinger about like some really deep cuts about Riker and episodes, and I was like, but like also it
That's
does remind me
incredible.
that I have to. I would love for us to be able to do a recording.
I would love
That would be the last episode of the season.
That would be great.
Oh, Labor
Yes.
Day. Yeah.
A year from now.
And a year from
Let's
now,
do it.
last episode of season 7.
And put it in the books.
Put it in the books,
Once again.
boys.
Putting it
And
in
now,
the
now that
books.
we're on a 2-week, we do every 2 weeks. It would be
It'll take us a year.
because it takes
It'll take us
26
about
instead of
26
52. Yeah.
episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. Look at that. All right.
Makes sense to me.
The series finale.
The series
I
finale.
don't know if it's gonna be.
I
a
don't
You
think
series
ready to get
finale.
through all of them? No? All right.
Because I really want to do the last episode, and it's the Enterprise episode.
I know.
And then we start our Enterprise podcast.
Yep.
That's how we
Yep.
maneuver in.
That's what we've talked
I-
about for years.
I do gotta say, isn't there another Voyager episode where they come across like an alien species with like super crazy warp technology, and then they like try to take it or like use it?
They do that like
Get home?
5 or 6 times. That's a
Okay,
pretty
so that's a regular thing.
it's a pretty common Voyager thing.
It's like a
Okay.
common tease. Like, what if this is the thing that helps them get to the Alpha Quadrant faster? And
Okay.
it would be unethical. It's like, oh, it turns out it runs on orphan juice or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it turns out that we got
Puppy blood. Yeah.
Turns out
Oh,
that
yeah.
we
No.
got renewed for another 2 seasons, so it can't be the end.
You can't
Um,
be this one.
Because this one showed up, and I was watching with Tess, and I was like, "Oh, I think this is the one where they like steal this guy's technology," and then it didn't happen, and I was like, "How? There's got to be a bunch of those episodes."
There
I
is.
do not remember this.
They do even like make use of the coaxial warp. Like they put it into the shuttle, and from here on out, there's like
They
I don't
just
know.
Use it.
No.
This doesn't
Well,
feel great.
We
'cause
might
that
turn
guy
into
is sort of, like-
aliens that switch bodies with people.
Yeah.
We don't really want to be that.
Yeah, we don't actually know how this creature
Well,
came to be.
the guy is the one that put it into the shuttle as Tom Paris. So
Yes.
maybe they just don't know how it works very well.
No, but Tom was the one who.
Tom
fixed
was
it.
the one that came up with the carburetor, but maybe they
Yeah.
didn't really know how it worked very well.
That's so crazy.
I don't know. It's
So
very dumb.
the songs playing during the garage scenes,
The
which
garage.
we'll get to on the other side of the archives,
Mhm.
are called Knight Rider and Let's Go Trippin' by Dick Dale.
Incredible.
Dick Dale. I know Dick Dale.
Dick Dale.
You guys know Dick Dale?
Dick Dale.
Dick Dimmadale, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadale. Dimmadome.
And apparently
Dick
Dick
Dimmadome.
I
Dale
got that
came
reference.
down to the set,
Thank you.
and you got a tour of the set.
Wow. Did he play a live set on set?
That'd be amazing.
All right, everybody, gather around for Dick Dale's live set, live on set.
Live on
Guys, the song that plays, this is per Memory Alpha, the song that plays in the episode's final scene was a result of a recommendation from Denny Mack,
Damn.
who had once been a member of Dick Dale's backing band. And was the new.
That's incredible.
Isn't that nuts?
That's awesome.
Man, if only
Bigfoot-
like Denny
Bigfoot
Mack
says,
wasn't a
King
trumper.
of the surf guitar.
Yeah, I know.
Dick Dale, king of the surf guitar.
He
King of
was
the
the king of the
surf
surf
guitar.
guitar?
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the most prominent musicians in American pop of Middle East heritage.
I didn't know he was
There you
Middle
go.
Eastern. I didn't
That's
even know who
not-
Dick Dale
that's-
was until 3 minutes ago.
You did?
I can't believe he's Middle Eastern.
Can't believe Middle Eastern.
Wait a
Wow,
second. My
mind
entire
blown.
perception of Dick Dale that's 3 minutes old.
Blows my
Completely
mind.
shattered.
I don't. To me, it sounded like. To be honest, it sounded like the royalty-free music version of a Beach Boys song.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh, they got some beach rock,
I mean,
royalty free.
but it's
Yeah,
Dick Dale.
It's
Dick Dale.
Sure.
You guys
He's
know
the
Dick Dale?
king. He's the
It's
king.
still-
You could. He's the sultan of beach
Dick-
rock.
Dick Dale's the Middle Eastern king of surf guitar.
We called those a shah. He's the shah. He's the
God.
he-
Lordy.
he's the sheik. Sorry, sheik. Shah would be Iranian. I don't know which Middle Eastern he is. Dick Dale. I don't know anything about Dick Dale.
Surfing on the Red Sea.
Dick.
He's from
Dale.
Boston.
Good for him.
Yeah, they moved to El Segundo, California. He spent his senior year and graduated from Washington Senior High School.
Lebanese. So
He
his
learned
father's
to surf at
Lebanese.
17. Yeah. And he
That's
retained a
dope.
strong interest in Arabic music.
That's
His
rad.
mother is Polish Belarusian. They're
Let's
not
Go
getting any
Trippin'.
of the credit.
Let's Go Trippin' is one of the first surf rock songs.
Let's go trippin'.
trippin'.
I just think of like kids dancing on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, those like beach movies, the surf
Yeah.
movies. Yep.
It must have been wild to be in the 1950s, man. Just being a kid in the 1950s in Southern California, just going to the beach,
Really. What a
Riding
time.
skateboards.
getting into car
that will
accidents and
fucking
dying like
kill your
crazy
toes.
rates.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a time.
What
This is
time?
actually this BT Dubs. This is our first episode since the passing of James Darren, R.I.P.
Oh wow, yeah, that it does.
Oh,
that
really?
is worthy of a mention.
Vic Fontaine himself.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Vic. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Ugh,
It's unfortunate.
yeah. R.I.P.
very unfortunate.
Sorry to rain on our beach party, but
I know.
Big old raining on the beach party.
Thanks,
I
Mark.
literally just said that.
Mark,
Way to rain on the beach party.
perfect because of the weather outside right now.
It's beautiful out right now. We're
After
in
all that
cloudy Los
heat.
Angeles, California.
Man,
It is cloudy today.
I love it.
Nice.
The design of Seth's ship, there's more trivia here,
Yeah, let's do
was reused several times in The Voyager Conspiracy, Drive, Workforce, and Workforce Part 2. And apparently it was an asset that was reused even in Joss Whedon's Firefly. So
oh damn.
Jesus.
does look like a very generic little space thing.
Did any of you find it weird that the Tom Paris's toolbox wasn't holographic?
No.
Oh, because the wrench ended up in...
He took the wrench.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He probably went and
Like,
replicated
why
that
would the
shit,
Grease
man.
Monkey program not have its own tools in
I mean,
it?
there
I think
probably
those are his tools, though. Like he's got a special set of tools.
Tom Paris
Yeah.
replicated or has a set of tools that he like carries around with him.
But like
100%.
in the 23rd century or 24th century, why would you need a box wrench?
you don't.
'Cause you
That's
don't.
that's Tom Paris. It's
That's-
You have to
like
think of it like
collector's
think of it
edition.
like okay, you know Dylan that's
Yeah.
right here.
Oh,
And how
okay.
Dylan likes like Blu-rays
So Dylan is
and-
Tom Paris now.
Dylan
I
kind of
gotta say, right out the gate, I was like, I like Tom Paris. This is cool. Like, I like him, like, being really into this. This is awesome.
yeah, because it's not about logic. It's about this is fun. Like I have fun doing this. I
Using
have,
his replicator credits to replicate
Yeah.
Toolbox.
he probably
Like, you could
he
go
probably
into
brought it
the-
on Voyager as a
probably-
part of the stuff
He probably
that
convinced
had.
Neelix to give him his. Neelix,
Well,
I
imagine,
really
like-
need your replicator credits.
Imagine going on the holodeck to just listen to an iPod. You'd like replicate an iPod, but then that's yours, you know? You'd take that with you, and then you go back in the holodeck. So, like, his toolkit, I imagine, is very personal to him.
Right.
That's why
being-
he's so like I want my little
Box
wrench, whatever
wrench
it is.
My box
I want the
wrench
box
Yes.
wrench back.
Yeah, I want the box wrench back.
Where's my box wrench?
Where's my box wrench?
Where's my box wrench?
Uh,
man.
Should we
When
hit
he
the
said, I was like,
archives?
I'm gonna need that box wrench back. It's like I fucked your wife.
And Tom's like, I don't
that's
care.
Tom's
I
like,
just
basically
want
what-
give
box
me
wrench
my
back."
goddamn wrench.
Just give me the wrench back.
Give me the wrench.
Son of a
Jesus.
bitch, give me my wrench.
I guess I just would just like to comment on generally this alien. I don't know how this alien has been so successful for so long because it is making zero effort to have any sort of chill.
Seriously.
like just gaslighting the fuck out of Balana. He's like, "You're acting crazy." She's like, I'm so calm right now, and I'm just asking you questions. Like I'm the Latina Klingon, and I am just chill here."
Literally
So-
asking you questions.
I
mean,
thought they switched bodies a lot earlier. I thought him and Tom switched bodies a lot earlier than they did when Tom and Balana had that argument in
just being an asshole.
When he
was being an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was
when
being a
she
real
was like,
asshole.
"I'm done with my food already," and he's like, "I was watching the Showgirls of Panacea 10 or whatever." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they've already switched bodies," but it was Tom was just being an ass.
being
He
an
was just
ass.
being a
And
dick
then
already
at the
point.
very towards the end of that, Balana was like, "I was just really hoping that you'd help me realign the warp coils tonight." I'm like, she's talking about having sex.
She's talking about having sex.
And he's like,
talking
"I don't
about
want to
having sex.
realign any warp coils."
And then
we
later,
have an
he's like
adult
working on his
conversation?
69
Jesus.
Camaro. He's like, "Oh, wait a second. That wasn't."
Oh.
Damn it! This isn't the 69ing I should be doing right now. Damn it!
Oh man, that's how you know that Tom's very like a straight man. Just completely just flew right over.
Flew
his
right
head.
over his
Oh,
head,
God,
man.
that sounds terrible. Why would I do that with my free time? Don't you just get Borg to work on it?
You have your little Vulcan assistant.
She does specifically name drop Vorik in this one too. It's like
She does.
I had to walk away from Vorik. I don't know what he's gonna do with the warp core. What's the problem?
I love that Borg just will fuck up. Like it will completely fuck up.
It's like such a bad
Not good at
Vulcan.
his job.
I'm kind of out of stuff, folks.
That's all I got.
Should we bump into the archives.
Let's do it.
I think so, yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you for joining me in my garage.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Looks
It's
like-
beautiful.
This place is kind of weird.
You have a lot of naked women on the walls.
Yes, I have found all the pinup posters in the archives on Voyager and have.
This kind of looks like
You-
a picture that I've seen of my great grandfather's garage.
Yeah. Usually the pinup posters are a little more suggestive and not like blatantly nude. This is
Yeah,
This
these
is, like,
are
almost
awesome.
pornographic.
I like these actually. These are cool.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. I actually did look into your family archives, Tom.
Oh, you
and
did?
I did.
So this
yes.
is my great grandfather's garage.
from Sonoma, California.
Yeah.
yeah.
Your
That-
great-
yeah,
great-
that's why it
great-
feels like
great-
so homey. I feel like I've never been here, but I feel like I've been here. You know,
He's a horny
I-
guy, huh? There's a lot.
yeah,
of
this is
I don't know if the pictures were there or
Classic.
not. Did you add the pictures, Lopek?
I did. I wanted to replicate
okay.
the feeling of being in this era.
Wait, is that a picture of your great grandmother?
No, again, I
Oh.
don't think the pictures were there. I think literally it just was one Sports Illustrated poster in the back.
Oh.
Lopek,
This is
why did you put them on
overwhelming, I
the
gotta
ceiling?
say.
Why are they on the ceiling?
It's almost like wallpaper.
Yeah. It's really
You
kind
did
of
it, like, the
impressive,
whole
I'd
room.
say.
Maybe
I
I
feel like you
misunderstood
focused
the
too
human
much.
tradition.
It's just
Focus
nipples
is
everywhere.
supposed-
on one thing.
This is
this-
is
is
where
this a-
I go to unwind, as they say, and relax. And what could be more
Ah.
relaxing than the physical form of a human female?
It's true.
Yeah,
Is this
I
the
guess.
bathroom over here?
What's that?
This is the restroom.
It is. It's a restroom,
I'm just have to use the bathroom real fast over here. Okay.
of course. And this is the vehicle I chose. It is a 1997 Honda Civic. I chose
Oh.
it. Yeah. It seemed to be the most logical vehicle to work on, as it requires little to no maintenance.
Yeah, I can see that. It's kind of an ugly color. Why did you choose this? Why did you choose this color specifically?
Taupe?
Yes.
It was the easiest color to maintain over time.
Lopek, why did you plaster the same pornographic pictures on the ceiling of the Civic?
Wow, they're in the bathroom also. This is nuts, dude. They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's. Again, I think maybe perhaps I
I
misunderstood.
know why. I think I know why, but like it is just a little too far.
Do you mind if I pop the hood of this Civic that you have in the garage?
Please let me know what you think.
All right. It's under the hood too.
Wow,
Why
they're
are you?
in here also. This place it's everywhere.
Okay, I'll be honest. I told I told I told the computer to decorate.
You can't blame this on the computer, Lopez.
You can't. You just can't.
This was a choice. You made a choice.
You cannot blame this on the computer. It's in every nook and cranny.
This
I
had
didn't
to be
realize.
programmed. Lopek, this had to be programmed. You
I've just been very lonely. I've just been very. You know that horny alien that took over Tom and Janeway's body?
Yeah.
They talked about girls so much. Just constantly talking.
we can get you some help if you need it.
Yeah, look, man, there's a whole holodeck. You don't have to do this garage situation.
Yeah, I am. This is a holiday.
I'm not trying to yuck your yum. But this is pretty yucky.
Okay. Computer end program. Oh, I forgot to mention the posters are real. They're all. I replicated.
You put them on the real walls of the holodeck.
I did. I put them.
Jesus, this place is I really like
This
it,
is
but
a
it's starting to
nightmare.
scare me now.
I used all my replicator rations on these.
This is a nightmare. I have to get out of here. I'm going.
You need to go to the medical bay and get your brain
Get
scanned.
your brain
Because
scanned.
I'm worried about you.
I'm kind of hungry, guys. You want to go grab a sandwich?
Ugh,
Anything to get out of this room. I have to get out.
it's starting to smell also.
Going. Okay, I'm going to the doctors. You're right.
Thank you.
Man,
Stupidest
Just
bit maybe ever.
the stupidest bit I've ever.
It is really funny though.
It's just a very classic escalation. That's
Oh my
improv, baby.
That's it
So
for me.
stupid.
so dumb. So dumb.
That was a good one.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna edit that.
You know that was funny for us. I hope that. the
It's not gonna be
listeners
funny.
enjoy-
It's not gonna
don't
be
even
funny
care.
at all.
They're
I don't even care.
It's good.
We're back, baby.
We're
There's
back,
nothing
baby.
funnier than listening to people die laughing and not be able to do anything because
It's true. It is contagious. To be fair.
It is. It's just fun to giggle with your friends.
I know.
Uh,
I missed you guys.
I
missed
missed
this.
you guys.
holodeck. Is it just me, or that first scene with the doctor and Tom? I really, really, really needed Tom Paris and the doctor to do a Marty McFly and Doc cosplay.
Oh, yeah, that would
That'd be
great.
incredible.
It'd be perfect. Come on, Doc.
Come on, Doc.
Oh, yes, and you give Picardo that crazy hair too.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picardo the crazy
Yeah.
hair. You give a vest to Robert Duncan McNeil.
Yep. And he can be working on the DeLorean. He can
Uh-huh.
be really into the DeLorean.
That'd be really fun.
That would be.
Isn't it a bummer that stuff like Back to the Future will never be part of the public domain?
Really?
Why?
Never.
Because Disney, always comes back to Disney.
I'm shocked, really.
Yeah.
But Disney
And, like-
couldn't protect Steamboat Willie.
I was gonna say.
Yes, because that predates a certain line of
Law.
demarcation. Because they super lobbied Congress at one point to be like, if you just use it again, it re-ups the
Yeah.
70-year thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh.
essentially, perpetually, you can sustain an IP.
It's the only reason that Disney created the Disney Vault is because if they throw it into the vault, then it kind of helps reset their copyright. for the
Oh,
most
that makes
part.
sense.
And then they
Stupid.
can re-release it.
Yeah.
That's why you
I
see
thought
like
that-
Beauty and the Beast have a live action or all these things. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Dylan.
I thought that Zemeckis was very we're not doing more Back to the Futures. They're just gonna wait till he dies.
Yeah, like with everything.
I guess
It's
that's
like, well, when he's dead, we can do whatever the fuck we
we
want.
can just do whatever the fuck we want. That's really
I don't think anyone will go for another Back to the Future.
Did y'all see
they will.
that thing about Disney where the guy died at the park
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
used his Disney
It's
Plus
so fucked up.
agreement
His
to
wife died at the.
Oh yeah,
park.
his wife. That's right.
Yeah.
and they used his Disney Plus agreement
Because
to.
they very specifically asked if there was any sort of nuts because she was deathly allergic to nuts. And they were like, no, you're fine. And then she died.
But you signed the
Of an
consent.
allergy.
You know there was a lawyer in that huge room that was like, "Oh, I found it,
Guys,
I found it."
we looked it up. He signed up for a free trial of Disney Plus and accepted the what is it called?
Terms and conditions.
Yeah.
But there's a specific what is it called?
Mediation clause.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
God.
because they are a ghoulish
Evil.
corporation above all else.
Truly ghoulish.
But
Yeah,
I'm
that
pretty
guy
sure-
did so
I'm
much
pretty sure there
cocaine
was-
that night.
I think there was a ruling saying that can't.
Oh, Disney reversed itself because that public outrage was insane.
Right. Disney reversed itself because they didn't want it to go to the Supreme Court because they knew they'd lose in that
Oh, okay.
situation.
And then it becomes a sort of precedent that they can't undo.
right.
Yeah,
So they don't
and
want to
when-
set a precedent.
When Clarence Thomas is like, "You're the bad guy here," you know you're in the wrong.
Because you signed terms and conditions for a completely different service, even though it was owned by the same people.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that that's going to get upheld in court.
Yeah, that would be a bad faith argument for.
Yeah.
It's like, but you said,
But
it's
when
like,
have-
yeah,
when
in a
have those
completely
been
different
upheld?
context for a different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arbitration, that's what it's called. Arbitration.
Arbitration. Sorry.
yeah.
My brain just was like, it's
Yes.
arbitration, by the way. Oh, right.
It's arbitration.
Yeah. Do you
But
think?
yes.
Do you think Tom has to sign a? Do you think for the holodeck you got to sign a little?
You
terms
have
and
to
condition
in
every
case
time?
the safeties fail and you get your head lopped off.
It's like,
There
Yeah,
has
but
to
there's
be.
no-
oh no, that's so terrible. What happened to your husband? Oh, he got his head chopped off. It's like, are you going to sue Starfleet? Can't. It's in
Can't.
the holodeck.
But
I
also,
can't. I signed a arbitration clause when I first joined Starfleet. Had nothing to
Really?
do with the holodeck. It was
Nothing.
actually about a theme park I went to that Starfleet owns.
Starfleet
The one on
owns
Luna?
theme
Yeah,
parks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Luna
that's
theme park.
crazy.
Yeah.
So one of the things about this holodeck episode where it's like Tom is such an idiot, was when he's in the holodeck with Steph. Is that his name, Steph? And
Steph.
they're just working on something. He uses the wrench. He puts it down. Steph steals the wrench and leaves. He turns back. Steph is gone. The wrench is gone. He goes, "Huh? Where's my wrench?" It's like
Wonder where it
clearly
could be.
someone just stole it. You dummy!
freaking
Like what?
genius.
Where do you think it went? He's like,
Also,
"Oh, it's my."
contact DNA. He's getting contact DNA off of that thing.
Yeah, it's a T1000. It just like needs a little bit of DNA. It's good to go.
You're good to go.
Contact. Yes. So I just thought it was like, where did maybe the guy who was just there took it?
Yeah,
or,
the guy
or
who
it
was
just didn't like disappear into the ether. Like it's.
the creepy dude who was like, all these women on this ship.
He's like
huh?
yum 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 yum.
Yum, 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 yum,
I'm gonna go down to the mess hall and see if I can make a mess. Jesus Christ, dude.
Creepy, man.
He's like, yes, yeah, oh yeah, and Steph's like, I have to get context for everything. He's like, oh yes, our golf game, whatever golf is, and now I have to go read about everything. Like,
I want somebody to sit down. Like we go all the way back, right? We do the episode where we go down all the way down the chain, and it's like his first grade teacher or something like that. It's like you had so much potential. Like you're like the smartest, most adaptable kid, and you just had to use it for evil. You just like you're just generically evil.
so bad at improving. Yeah, like, yes, golf. Sure.
You could have done anything. You could have done anything. Because like the alien knew how to make a coaxial warp drive, or was that stolen?
Pretty dope.
Was
Not
it
a car.
stolen?
I think it might have been stolen.
He may have stolen it, which is why it fucked up when he tried to use it.
That makes a lot more sense now.
That's
It makes a lot
unfortunate,
more
yeah.
sense.
He's not a very
Yeah,
smart guy.
which is why Tom had to be the one to come up with a carburetor.
Yeah.
Carburetor.
Carburetor. I've been working on a Camaro, 69 Camaro. Why is 69 Camaro?
Camaro.
It's a classic car, yeah.
there was
I
a
would do a
point in
vet.
which
You picked
Do-
the Honda Civic.
As a joke.
I mean, he at one point he says that it's one of the first muscle cars, and I'm like, is it?
It's
I
like
also
15
don't know.
years into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
He
like, I don't know if that's
also-
true, man. Like,
he also says when the doctor's in there, he's like, imagine late 20th century, you're cruising down the one, and I was like, the 90s? Are you driving this in the 90s? Because the time
Late
he's
to-
talking about is like mid 20th century.
Yeah. Look, but think about this. When you talk about the past, you kind of like, it's
Yeah,
like,
you
oh,
fudge it.
yeah. The 1700s, you had these little muskets.
Yeah, it's the late 1700s, right?
That's the late
Make America
1700s.
great again. Tom is also notoriously bad at history. He is good at history, like in that he knows more than most people, but he also messes things up a lot. So I mean, I get it. Where he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, a classic car, 1969." Like he doesn't know that
Late
20 year difference. I mean, so
Yeah, and 20
I
years
love
is not
just
that
thinking
big
about
in
it.
hindsight. Go ahead.
Right.
It's
Sorry.
not.
yeah.
I would have just done a Stingray, I think that would have been a 67
That'd be a
Stingray.
good one. Yeah.
I know nothing about cars.
Stingray, a Mustang,
That'd be pretty
classic.
cool.
Classic.
What's more
My
classic than the
my
Mustang?
Volkswagen Jetta.
Thunderbird.
Yep, that's a
I
Yes,
mean, you
your
do have to do a
Volkswagen
lot of
Jetta.
work on those.
I've never had to do anything on it.
I would've
my
chosen
check engine light-
I would've
my
chosen
check
a
engine light-
Volkswagen Golf. Those were pretty popular.
Those are very popular.
My check engine light
Okay.
came on the other day. I took it in, and the guy goes, he did the little monitor thing, and he goes, "Are you serious right now?" And he goes, and he tightened my gas cap. That was loose. That was what it was.
That I hate the check engine light because it can be the most benign thing in the world, and you could still fucking not pass your smog because of it.
Or your engine is on fire.
Is
That's
exploded,
it. Could
yeah.
be.
Let's say for like
Right.
a German car, it seems like a very German car thing to be like, I don't know.
Tighten
You
the
gotta-
old gas
you can
cap."
check it. You can just check it, dude. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's-
Just check it, please.
There's
was
a
like-
problem if it's a gas cap. You need to
Tighten your
fix it.
gas cap. He was like, okay, you have to promise to come back to me when you have a real problem. I said, thank you, sir, and I left without having to give him any money.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I promise I will. And I
should.
sped away.
I have one of those. I have one of those readers just in case anyone.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
that's good to know, so that I don't have to take it into the.
Do those work across all car brands, Darius?
Depends, but yeah,
Okay.
for the most part they can. I think
Darius, you still
Uh,
driving a Honda Element?
I am. My check
Those
engine
things-
light's on right now, and I have to get smogged, so I got to figure that shit out.
We'll see. We'll see
My
how
check
it goes.
engine light is on because of two things: oxygen sensor shit, and then it's saying that my fuel might be too either heavy or too lean. Like they might be injecting my fuel injection
Maybe
might be
heavier,
too
like-
much or too little.
Who knows? Who knows?
Just tape over it, man. Just get a little gaff tape over it.
Just-
Check engine
You'll be
light.
fine.
It's okay, so it comes on and off based on like it's not always on, and so when it turns off, I go maybe I should just go get my car smogged right this second. Maybe I should
Do it
just go
right
get
now.
it smogged right this
Do it
second.
right
I hope
now.
it doesn't turn on.
Honda Element. That is a throwback.
I love that car, man.
It's a beautiful car.
They're in pretty like the aftermarket for it's pretty good because they don't make them anymore. And people
No,
are like,
they don't.
Yeah.
They are
It's-
going back to more like boxy, like smaller SUVs now, though, which is cool.
Yeah, the mid-range, was it the crossover SUV? Jesus.
Yeah,
Tom
like
Christ,
that
Tom,
world.
muscle car. The crossover SUV is the hottest selling vehicle type on the market because everybody wants an SUV.
Because they feel safe in it.
They don't make hatchbacks anymore because of fuel standards. Have you guys heard about this? This is crazy.
They say
What?
really because
No.
of fuel standards? I
Yes.
thought they were. Oh,
So here's what's going. This is why all cars have gotten bigger.
No, I know
Because-
that. I
Okay,
know the
I'll-
why the cars have gotten bigger. Is that why they don't sell hatchbacks?
Okay, so you know what?
Continue,
Because of
tell-
the fuel
tell everybody.
standards. Okay,
Yeah, tell
so yeah,
everybody.
basically because of this fuel efficiency standards, your car miles per gallon to weight ratio is crazy. So basically, if you have like my car is a Honda Fit, it's a like traditional small hatchback car. I think the target miles per gallon for it would be like 67 miles per gallon, which is just like essentially cannot be done. at least with current technology, and to develop the technology to figure out a way to make a little car like that get 67 miles per gallon. It's just really hard, but it's easier to hit those metric, like easier to hit the weight to efficiency metrics at a higher weight class. So all cars have gotten bigger
Well,
because
also
it's
if
easier
you-
to hit the standards.
If you
That's weird.
if you go over a certain weight, it becomes a work vehicle, and you don't have to abide by those those fuel standards. So that's why truck companies have been making their trucks almost the size of fucking semi trucks. It's
so
because they don't
big.
have to abide by the fuel standards anymore.
Fun fact about more car stuff that I've been learning about, that Ford is going to go back to making smaller cars because of how expensive it is to make these batteries. Apparently making like the big batteries is really expensive, so making smaller batteries for smaller cars is like a more cost-effective way to sell cars. So we
Like
might
the
be
hybrid
coming
batteries?
back. No, just like electric batteries in
Oh,
general.
okay.
Electric.
We might be
vehicles.
coming back to a renaissance of small cars, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
I'd be surprised just from the sense that like EVs also just aren't selling anymore because all the tax incentives have expired, more or less.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, so now that it's like people are looking at the real sticker cost of an electric vehicle.
Well, I think that's why they're gonna try to make them smaller so they're more affordable to people.
Sure.
But also
Like, the
California,
bigger
you
EVs are expensive.
California, you won't be able to buy a gas car by what 2030 or something like that. So
Oh yeah, or is that the rule?
California is
Oh, yeah,
making
you
it-
gonna tell me what to
they're
do?
phasing out gas.
That's what you
vehicles.
sounded like. Oh
I
yeah, is that
understand.
the rule?
It was not my
know.
intention, but I understand I sounded like that.
They're phasing out gas. Like California is phasing out gas vehicles, and you won't be able to sell gas vehicles.
One bet.
Cool.
Well, they better fix the freaking infrastructure. Also, they're
fine.
closing flex fuel, like the hydrogen fuel stuff. They're closing those stations
What?
too. Yeah.
Wait,
They're like,
I thought the hydrogen stuff was like that sounded way cooler than electric.
oh, it's awesome. It's great. And there are flex fuel vehicles out there, but
Yeah.
nobody buys them because there's like to find a station is hard,
It's
and now it's
impossible.
harder. But they're closing the stations because they're saying nobody's buying the flex fuel vehicles. Like, yeah, of course they're not, because they like where are
Nobody's
they going to
putting
fill
any
up?
infrastructure or like money behind it. That's
It's
the problem.
California Air Resource Board mandates all new passenger vehicles sold in California to have zero tailpipe emissions by 2035.
Yeah.
This is zero tailpipe emissions.
And
Yeah.
What if you got a
New-
front pipe emissions?
new
Yeah.
cars being sold.
New cars, old cars
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
When I bought
environmentally
my
worse
new
to just
car,
throw
it was
away
from
cars.
2011. So,
Yeah,
There you go.
and it drinks up gas like a lion at a river. I don't know.
like a
Whoa.
crowd at Oktoberfest.
That's right. Back to the German cars. Are we ready to rate this episode, or are we going to keep talking
Let's
about
fucking
cars?
Let's
do
rate it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Let's rate it. This turned into like real guy talk.
Car
This
talk.
is turned into an episode
Okay,
of
let
Top
me guess.
Gear.
Let me guess.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. Car Talk is an amazing radio
One,
show. Okay,
one of the
Regardless
greatest shows of all time.
Regardless.
Listen,
of whether
I like
you're
Top Gear
straight,
as much as everyone
gay,
else, but-
Whatever.
Wait, have you ever listened to Car Talk, Mark?
No.
It's
Oh,
two
Car
guys.
Talk is the best.
It's two guys from like what, Massachusetts.
Yeah, they're the most like
basically-
Boston-sounding dudes.
Boston
If my
kind
podcast
dudes,
is not about Star Trek, it's about gay stuff.
and they
So-
sound like your Boston grandpa talking about cars, and like people just call him with the most mundane, like, hey, my car's making this ba 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 noise, and they sit there and try to diagnose it
Yeah.
on air.
They're like, and does this happen when you're merging on the freeway, or does it
No, it just
happen
makes
more
the
like when you're
ba- ba-
parking
ba-
the parking?
ba-
It's like,
ba-
oh,
ba- ba-
it
ba-
happens
ba-
when
noise.
I'm parking in the parking lot. It's like, okay, I've got an idea of what this might be. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? It's like,
I'm
I
thinking
think
what
we're
you're thinking.
I'm thinking what you're thinking.
That sounds
How about this? Get
horrible.
some sawdust. You know, they always have these like crazy things, and then the person calls back the next week and like, so
They
what
fixed
was it?
That's so funny.
Unfortunately, one of those guys died. Like their brothers, I'm pretty sure,
I know.
passed away.
no.
But yeah,
Ooh,
Car
that's
Talk
sad.
was the best.
it's a great show.
That's brutal.
Great show. NPR staple. Okay, let's rate this thing. Dialogue.
Let's rate it.
I'm gonna-
5. Only
5.
for the lines where the guy's like, "You got all these women on board, huh? Eh,
Big.
I'm a regular grease monkey.
I'm a regular grease monkey."
It's Earth Talk.
Earth Top. 4. It's a 4 for me.
That's it. Yeah.
Love all the
Three-
doctor stuff. 3, you say, Mark?
3.5. I'll give it 3.5.
3.5. I'm gonna give it a 5 as well for all the just
Oh, the babes.
all the babes and the Grace
babes.
Monkey and the Camaro and romance. I mean, I think the
It's a
alien
romantic
at
atmosphere.
the end. At the end, there's a little romance between
In the
Valana
car.
and Tom in
Yeah.
the car, and
Yeah.
I do think the alien has the thing for Tom.
I think so.
Clearly, this alien is very queer.
Yeah.
To me, he was very. I don't actually really know their real gender, but it was a very.
does.
In fact, it leaned a little bit into the so queer that it's scary type thing in the 90s, where it was like, well, this is why we can't trust trans people, or like because they're gonna turn into this other gender and attack you, or steal your women, or steal your whatever. But that was a very 90s take. Why we can't have people using other bathrooms and things like that. But yeah, I think the romance was real. I would give it a 5.
I give it a 5 too.
I'd give it a
4.5.
I'd give it a 4.
It also reminds me of that scene, Mark, what you just said. It's not on the holodeck, but when the alien first essentially assaults Tom on the ship, like cornering him, and Tom's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm being cornered. It's like at any moment, Tom, you could just run, but he's just so freaked out.
Right.
Well,
walk
was
away,
it gay
Tom.
panic? Is that what it is? I don't
Yeah. The shifting of into the woman using the man's voice, the consistent changing of genders and all that kind of stuff, like not being able to control or keep changing forms and stuff. There are
Yeah.
lots of queer themes in this episode.
And not in a cool way.
No,
Like,
no,
not-
in a
not
bad
dressed
in a
in
bad
cool
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Like it
not
could-
in like a Dax trill awesome
Yeah.
way, in like a scary
Yeah.
these things are scary way.
Yeah. Strange New Worlds would have to rehabilitate. Like if they did this, they would be a completely
Yeah.
different type of story.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Action. Not a lot of action.
He gets his box wrench stolen.
Touch DNA, whatever.
Moving around
Tom
that little
and Valana
cart.
are getting some action at the end.
Hey.
Eee. A lot of babes on this ship, Mom.
There's a lot of ladies in this ship.
I'll give
Zero?
a 0.5, 0 from Mark.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
0.
0 for me.
Suspense. There's a little tension in the like, oh, is Tom gonna catch the alien as it's like morphing into different versions?
There's a little bit of that, I would say.
We know this alien is a shapeshifter, and so the suspense of, and we know at some point your brain knows at some point this alien is going to take over Tom's body. So the suspense of when's it going to happen, and
I didn't know that. I literally, like, with the suspense of whether Tom will catch him or not was there, but I didn't know it was a shapeshifter. I just kept thinking, oh, they took some weird like polyjuice potion type thing to like become a different person. I didn't realize that they were gonna steal Tom's body until it happened, and I was like, oh shit.
Sure.
Yeah, I thought maybe that they had like in the process of like doing the warp shit, they had like merged together with somebody because of like time and space and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, the coaxial warp drive.
Yeah.
But the suspense was definitely there for me. I was
Yeah.
feeling it. Like,
I guess another thing that's just unaddressed is, okay, so there's like a time limit to how long they can stay in the body.
but the
then they
other
can just-
people are there permanently.
Yeah, what's that all about? What's going on there?
He said when he did the DNA scan, Tom was a perfect match. So I'm guessing that this guy he stole the body from, Steth, was not a perfect match, which is why he kept reverting back, and why it was like, oh, 3 hours until you revert back to this other one. And so, but he said, oh, Tom, you're 100% match, so I can fully take on your form. That's what I took away.
That makes sense.
Okay, but then why would Tom?
Because he's
presumably
matched.
Gotta
Tom
get
would
away.
not be a full match to the alien that the other guy was not. A full
I don't know.
match.
That I can't explain.
There's a
Into
lot
the
of
weeds on that.
unanswered science in that
Yeah.
in this episode. But
Yak.
suspense wise, it was 3.5 for me.
I give it a 3,
I'll say a 4.
straight up.
I'm gonna go 4 as well. Camp. I mean, it's super campy
5.
in this.
Mm-hmm.
All the pinup
You got all
posters.
these ladies.
I'm gonna say a 5. Yeah.
5.
All these ladies on the ship, am I right?
Quinteros, baby. And then the stakes.
I don't know.
No, it's
I
just
don't
a
know.
relationship
Paris, you
stakes.
lose Tom
in a
Paris,
holiday.
like-
Yeah,
Maybe 1.
I give it a 1. That's what I was thinking.
0.5.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Whoa.
It's also professional stakes for Tom. Of,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
See that.
working
True.
with the
Becoming a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Voluntarily.
All right, computer. What's our final score? 3.145.8.
That is way too many numbers that I'm not. gonna put.
3.15. But it's very similar to pi. That's why. Anyways,
3.14.
because isn't pi
3.15.
3.145927?
Something like that. I don't know. That's all you
Infinity
need. You don't need to go any further than that.
3 point.
One must. Okay, great, fantastic. We did it. We're back. We're back in the saddle, boys.
We're back in the saddle.
That archive is gonna be a mess.
No, it's not.
No,
gonna
it's
be
I'm
gonna be
excited.
great.
I'm excited
fine.
to re-listen to it when I
It's
edit
gonna
it.
be
It's gonna.
great.
I'm gonna laugh
It's gonna be
while I
awesome.
edit it. It's gonna be great.
You need to find a generic beach like surf music. like, yeah.
It's just gonna be me doing that. In the
Honestly, that would be hilarious. Yeah, great. So what should we do? Let's see if any of these other Steth ship episodes have holodeck material in them. You know the ship how
Sure.
it's
Ship
reused
being
in all those
reused?
episodes.
Yeah.
The doctor to part with his scheduled holodeck time ration. The holodeck trying to have enough hours.
That sounds like holodeck.
All those this is a lot of people trading holodeck time, but I don't know if they actually go into it.
Trading holodeck time. Love
Yeah,
that.
this is called Drive. Did we do this episode, Drive?
Drive is the one. Aren't they in a race? They're in like a Tom, like in order to get something, Tom has to be in a shuttle race or something. He takes the Delta Flyer into a race.
Oh, is that
Possibly.
that one?
I think we may have done that one.
There's so much talking about.
Oh, I recognize those uniforms.
Yeah, those are like the cool Formula One Voyager
I just don't know if we've done this one because I know this one because we've done it, or I remember it because when I watched Voyager, I remember it.
I remember this one. Yeah, same kind of vibrantly. So I don't know.
Okay, Workforce does not have holodeck, but there is the Emergency Command holo program. Medical hologram. Okay, I mean maybe Drive, but I don't know. Maybe Drive.
We'll
say
have to check to make sure we haven't done it.
I don't. Oh, okay. We can
That's
check
the big
that
one.
pretty easily. I don't think we have. I feel like I would remember this. Seems just. Yeah. Anyways, we'll say contingently Drive.
Contingently drive.
Beautiful.
Contingently Drive.
Contingently.
Well, folks, thanks for listening. If you like this, join our Discord, and there's a link for it in our episode description. There's Instagram account that's pretty much dead.
We have an extra
Follow
account
us.
too.
It's pretty
Yeah.
much
I mean, we've already we're like a lame duck podcast. We're already hinting that this might be the final season.
You're
But,
hinting it, Jan. You're
I'm
hinting
hinting it.
Jan is
I'm
hinting
hinting
it.
it so hard. we have to stop.
When I looked at our episodes, Drive was not one of them on
great.
in our
Well,
podcast.
neither was
so-
vis-a-vis.
I know.
I get what you're saying. I thought you were saying in lists of episodes that we need to do.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's the whole point. It wasn't one we've done before.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Intro and outro music was provided by the artist Bodyline, used with permission from the Midwest Collective.
Computer voice was provided by Verna Blue. Got him.
And as always, Paramount, CBS, Sky, Dance, whatever the fuck you are now, if that went through, please leave us alone.
network.
I think-
Because we're part of a great podcast network called Indiesaurus. And they support us telling Paramount Plus, Skydance, whatever those people are to fuck
We are
off.
so contingently like I feel so bad as a episode as like a show on Indiesaurus because I feel like we don't do anything with Indiesaurus other than just say, "Hey, we're a part of you guys."
Hey,
Hey,
we're
you-
by you guys.
You mean the quality
Hey.
content we put out every
Yeah, I don't know
few
what you're
weeks or
talking about.
so isn't
Yeah.
good enough?
month and a half or so. I just want to point out again, like I think it's been so long since we've done a podcast that there have been like 3 Paramount deals that have fallen through since the
Yes,
last
has there?
time we were on.
Yeah.
Did Skydance fall through?
We actually were in talks to
Kinda.
buy Paramount.
At one point.
Our
Yeah, you were
podcast
one of
was
the
in talks to
bidders.
buy Paramount.
Oh.
That
We
fell
put in a
You're
through.
one of the
bid.
bidders.
That fell through.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys didn't talk to me about that because I would have shut that down quick.
Yeah, we figured.
There are
It's
all
already
these
valued.
contingent, like essentially, if you make a deal, I think part of the deal was, okay, Skydance, we'll accept your deal, but if anybody makes an offer that's maybe a little bit better, we have to consider it for like fiduciary responsibility to our shareholders. And so,
Fucking
like
crazy.
a bunch of people did, and they're like, okay. We have to consider these, and then those deals fell through, and then Skydance was like, "Well, we don't feel like paying as much now because you guys keep jerking us around." It's just so
Fucking us around.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
crazy.
is the episode called Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see it on the holodeck page, so I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
but
actually in the holodeck.
that's not reliable.
It,
Okay.
it mentions when you command F it on Memory Alpha, you see the word holodeck 5 times, but no one really talks about being in the holodeck.
Correct. It's just like people
Remember when we
trading
talked
holodeck
about? Remember when we
hours.
talked about how we weren't going to do nothing episodes where they don't actually go to the
That's why I
holodeck.
said contingently.
Contingently, we gotta watch it. And
The
see
word
if there's actually a
contingent has been
holodeck.
thrown around very loosely during this episode.
Contingently.
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 All right.
Contingently.
I'll
Cool.
just throw it on while I'm doing some stuff today and see if it pops up. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see if it pops up.
Yeah.
Pops up.
While I'm vacuuming.
Sure.
While he's vacuuming.
All right,
Okay.
guys. Thanks for
Anything else?
listening.
Yeah.
Great job.
Computer and program. Or at least pin a post.